Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Q. You are the Q crew if you're watching right now.
Yoo-hoo.
This is Quiet Time with Steve Leavitt, and today
with guest Dane Leavitt,
Mr. Dane Leavitt, my boy,
Decided
my
to
oldest,
to join in this
fruit of my loin, Mr. Dane.
Mm-hmm.
We are going through the book of Ruth. Basically, what this is I have a quiet time every morning, and
Who's it was for? It's a good band.
how about we pull it?
Oh, that's the chair.
Great.
1, 2, 3.
Good work.
Cool.
Good work. I have a quiet time every morning. You guys join in, and we learn Bible, and it's pretty fun. Good morning, Sammy and Stephen, Jennifer, Robbie. Good morning, Kimberly, Pamela, Kim Adams, Sarah. Good morning, Jamie, Ela. Good morning, Ela. We're praying for you. If you guys don't know, Ela lost her brother-in-law, passed away a couple of days ago, I believe, maybe yesterday. And Ela, very sorry about that, and our condolences for you.
Very hard time of year.
Yeah, difficult. I know he had been struggling with some illness and whatnot, but very sorry to hear that, Miss Ela. All right. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning. Good morning. Well, we're going to get into Ruth, chapter 1, verse 6 is where we made it to yesterday. We're studying the book of youth. The book of youth. Wow.
Kind of.
Dane's sporting the tech jacket this morning.
How did you even type that? Wow.
Yeah, how did you get that little? It's probably on the keyboard
Fancy
somewhere.
guru.
Yeah, Robbie.
Yeah.
Go, Robbie.
I don't know. I like this a lot.
By the way,
Well, I was a Gigram person for 2 years, and then
no,
a Scrappy the Eagle guy for 3 years now. Tech.
Scrappy the Eagle.
I don't know. I've been a unicorn, an Aggie, an Eagle, a Raider. I don't at this point. Yeah.
Well, how about we just?
Let's do Bible.
Oh, by the way, check out my hat. Marty got me a Chosen hat for Christmas. The series, the movie, Life of Christ, The Chosen. If you don't know about it, you're missing it. You got to watch The Chosen. Phenomenal documentary. They're about to come out with season 2. And it's really amazing. Download the app, go to YouTube, watch The Chosen.
They're funding season 3 right now. So, and it's completely Christian funded.
You know what I found out about this guy? Yeah, totally not privately funded. This guy, I forget his name, that's doing it, is the son of the guy that wrote the Left Behind series, if I'm not
Really
mistaken. I think it was the Left Behind series.
Wow.
And this is his son. So pretty cool. Hi, Stephanie. Craig and I are joining you from the deer blind this morning. Yeah, Stephanie posted on my Facebook page her view from the deer blind this morning. Pretty cool. Gotta love that. Good morning, Tony. Man, I cannot read it's the whole glasses thing, right? Morning, Sammy and Bradley, Chloe. Yeah, we're all waiting on season 2 for sure. We want to see that. Yolanda, good morning. Hi, Cheryl. Reed says, hi, crew. My daughter Amy has COVID. Oh, no, Amy. Amy, I'm so sorry. I'm hearing more and more. Just getting closer and closer to home. The whole COVID thing. Keep us posted, Reed. Hope that she's not suffering too much.
Right.
So we'll be praying for sweet Amy, who's on here all the time, Amy Olson. All right, Ruth chapter 1, verse 6. The setup is this. We have Ruth and her daughter-in-law, no, we have Naomi, her daughter-in-law, Ruth, and Orpah. Their husbands all died, which was Naomi's husband and 2 boys. They journeyed to Moab. The men all died. So here's the women left.
It's a real blow to your family there.
Yeah, no kidding. And so we get to watch the rest of the story play out of what happens to Naomi, a Jew, her 2 daughter-in-laws, Ruth and Orpah, Gentiles.
Moabites.
Got
Even
some
the
food
worst.
right here. Moabites, and not just Gentiles, but Moabite Gentiles, like worst of the worst, right?
It's like saying, ooh, I don't know. I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, don't go there.
No.
But the point is that these are the farthest away from what the Jewish nation thought God loved. They thought God was only for the Jews, but God has said over and over again, I've come for the whole world, even the Gentiles. And so we're going to watch God love on Ruth, like you and I, messy, expelled, nobody likes you, you think you're yucky. This is Ruth. So let's jump in. Verse 6. Then she, Naomi, arose with her daughter-in-laws that she might return from the land of Moab. In other words, go back to Judea where she came from, back to the land of, back to Israel. For she had heard that in the land of Moab, while she was in the land of Moab, basically, that the Lord had visited his people and given them food back in Israel, right? Back in the land of milk and honey. So she departed from this place where she was, and her 2 daughter-in-laws with her, and they went on their way to return to the land of Judah. Judah, not Judea. Judah. And Naomi said to her 2 daughter-in-laws, she said, go, return. You know, Naomi's grieving. She's upset. She's broken. She goes, go, return, each of you to your mother's house. May the Lord deal kindly with you as you have dealt with the dead and with me.
I always wondered, is she just being kind, or is she afraid of being judged when she gets back, that her sons and husband had been with Moabites and didn't want them around?
There is a lot of question marks here as to motivation all the way through what we're going to read today. Is like, what were they thinking and why? What's going on here? I don't know. I really liked Naomi in the beginning, and Naomi just gets bitter and cranky and hopeless, no faith, no trust. Yeah. Naomi drops the ball, in my opinion, as we go through here. But either way, she tells her daughter-in-laws, look, just go back to Moab, go back to where you came from. I'm going back to Judah. I'm going to go just live out and die there. I'm not going to get remarried. There's no sense in you coming. I don't know if her attitude, or was she being gracious and says, look, guys, right, I love you. You're wonderful. You're precious daughters of God. Go live out your life. But she tells them something interesting here in a minute. Watch this. Verse 9, may the Lord grant that you may find rest each in the house of her husband. Circle that word rest. Do you have the word rest there in verse 9, Dane? That you may find rest in verse 9?
Yes.
That word rest should be marriage. That you may find marriage or remarriage. It's not just go take a nap, rest. This is go get remarried. So let me read it again that way. May the Lord grant that you may find a new husband, each in the house of her husband. In other words, back in Moab, back among the families that you came from. Then she says even this. Then she kissed them and lifted her voice and wept. And kissed them, and they lifted their voices and wept. And a kiss is goodbye. Right? Then she kissed them goodbye, and everybody started crying. So that's the setup. Let's see what God's going to do with this setup. Trials have happened, hardship has happened, difficult things have gone on. You're suffering, you're grieving, you're at a loss, you're at the bottom of the barrel, you're in a foreign land, Moab, you're distant from God, you've wandered away from trusting God, and boy, that's where God finds many of us many times. Maybe you hadn't had a quiet time in 2 months. You haven't gone to church. You haven't been around, and maybe you started drinking a little too much, looking at things you shouldn't be looking at. Maybe you're starting to gossip. Maybe you're worried. You've really let worry and fear and anxiety climb all over you about your future, about COVID, whatever it is. That's where Naomi, Orpah, and Ruth find themselves in a broken place. And it says they wept. They're done. They're weeping. How do you crawl out of that hole? What do you do to crawl out of that hole? Well, let's watch. Some people find themselves in this place and they punt. They just take off. I'm done. Fine, God, you're not going to give me what I want. I'm out. And some people choose the hard path of trusting God. Some people choose to trust God and hold on to the promises of God. Let's see what they all do here. Verse 10. And they said to her, "No, we will surely return with you to your people." That would be the easier route to go back to Moab. The easier route is go back home. Your folks will take care of you. You'll find some new Moabite husbands. The easier route is just to go back home. They said no. But Naomi said to them, "Return." Again, for the third time, she's told them, return. Return. Naomi said, "Return, my daughters. Why should you go with me? I have yet sons in my womb, that they may be your husbands." That would be the traditional way. Whenever a husband dies, then his brother is supposed to marry the wife. And here they are, probably late teens, late teenagers. It'd be 20 years before Naomi could have more sons, and they'd be old enough to marry. And she says as much. Verse 12, again, "Return, my daughters. Go, for I'm too old to have a husband. If I said I have hope, if I should even have a husband tonight and also bear sons, would you therefore wait until they are grown? Would you therefore refrain from marrying? No, my daughters, for it is harder for me than for you. For the hand of the Lord has gone forth against me." First of all, she's saying, I'm too old. I'm not going to get remarried. Too old to have kids. They're not going to grow up. There's no hope for you. And she goes lastly and says, "For the hand of the Lord." Do y'all think the hand of the Lord was against her? Is that the way your brain thinks? Okay, something hard happened. Oh, well, God's punishing me. Or God's hand is against me. The minute something bad happens, the minute suffering or trials, the minute you don't get what you want, the minute life doesn't turn out the way you want it to turn out, is that the route you go automatically? Oh, well, God's against me. God's not going to help me out. God's not taking care of me. So many Christians, I've heard it so many times in my counseling office. This is the natural conclusion for many, I believe, young Christians, immature Christians, baby Christians. This is the natural conclusion they come to, is that when bad things happen, God must be against me. That is so not the way God works. That's a lie. It's not true. It's not right. But that's what believers tend to do whenever hard things happen.
How did that get popularized? The idea.
Well, I think it's human nature. Well, if you like me, you'll do nice things for me. If you'll like me, you'll help me get what I want. If you like me, because you're not giving me, it's like a baby crying that whenever you won't give them, whenever you won't let them stick their finger in the light socket. Well, you don't like me. You won't let me stick my finger in the light socket. Right? Sure. It's like me not letting Zach run across the road and get run over by an 18-wheeler, my dog. It's like a parent not letting the kid run out into the street. What, you don't like me? You won't let me play in the street? No, I won't let you play in the street because I love you. You're just too stupid to know that I'm protecting you. Right? All right. That's how we are as Christians. I'm just too dumb to know what God's doing, or maybe he chooses not to enlighten me, but God knows what we don't know. He's got a plan. Don't automatically run down the road of, you must not like me because I'm having a hard time, because you're letting hard things happen to me. Let's look at comments right quick. Bubblegum machine, Sarah, you got it. Now I understand that nothing happens to me that hasn't already passed through the hands first. Yes, Pamela. Ooh, I like that. Sarah, where's that from? I'm not sure. Yeah. I think everyone has been angry at God for simply not understanding, not accepting what it's just, see why? Yes. Hey, Kevin, good morning. If God really was that way, he would have done with us a long time ago. Yeah.
We couldn't even think that if God was that way. We wouldn't even have the opportunity.
Yeah, it's our human nature, Dane. I think that's the way humans work. I like you, so I want to give good things to you. Because I like you, I don't want you to suffer. I don't want you to hurt. I don't want you. So our humanness thinks like that, but God's ways are not our ways. His brain is not our brain. We don't understand why he does it the way he does it, usually. And so I think Naomi's fallen into the same trap. Oh, God's hand is against me because of this, this, and this. She's going to find out God's hand is totally in this for all the right reasons. There's going to be a Messiah born through this Moabite daughter, Ruth. Naomi doesn't know it yet. There's going to be a kinsman redeemer, Boaz, that's going to come in and rescue them all and take care of them both. Their life is going to be better than it ever was before, safer than it ever was. She's going to have more food than she's ever had in her life. She's going to have a kinsman redeemer. She doesn't know it yet. She's thinking, oh, the Lord's hand is against me. No, the Lord's hand is with you. It just doesn't feel like it. No, Naomi, wrong answer. You got it wrong, Naomi. But that's what we as humans do. Verse 14. So the daughters, they lifted up their voices and they wept again. And Oprah kissed her mother-in-law, meaning she's gone. She gone. Kissed her mother-in-law means she punted. She took the easier way. Orpah was gone. She's out of the picture now. She went back to Moab.
I wonder if Orpah was married to Skinny or Bony.
I don't know. Stinks either way, probably.
She's ready for thick and muscular.
She's ready for big, meaty dude, right? She's gone. She's out. But, watch this. But Ruth clung to her. Ruth chose to stay. Ruth says, no, I'm not going. I'm clinging to you, my mother-in-law, right? And she says to her, then she said, behold, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and her gods. Return after your sister-in-law. This makes me mad at Naomi again. Oh, just go be a godless person. Return back to your gods. Return back to your people. Don't you have any evangelistic bone in your body, Naomi? You want her to You want her to worship your God. You want her to find salvation through your God. Don't send her away to other gods. What a terrible thing to do, to send her away. Dane, just go punk Christianity and go drink and party and become a cult, Satan worshiper.
Leader.
Yeah, whatever.
Make some money.
Yeah. Who does that to someone they love? This is like parents. By the way, I'm going to rant on parents. This is like parents that say to their kids, or say to me, oh, I'm not going to direct my kids. I'm going to let them decide their own way. I'm going to let them decide their own gender. I'm going to let them decide their own lifestyle.
That's
right.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to endorse and condone their homosexuality or their adultery or their drug use because they've got to make their own decisions. You fool. They're not smart enough to make their own decisions yet. They need absolutes from you and I. They need to hear right and wrong according to the word of God. They need to know what God says about that. Parents, do not play that card. Oh, I'm just going to let them decide. You might as well just throw them to the dogs. They're not going to decide well unless God just chooses to pluck them out.
And I've heard this from other family members before. Not our immediate family, but other family. He was going to do it anyways, so I wanted him to do it in a protected environment.
Like drinking? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to drink or you're going to have... Here, if you're going to have sex, be sure and use a condom. You need to be educated. Dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh, they're going to drink anyway, so I'm going to let them drink with us.
Oh,
drink here at home. Fool.
They'll experience weed later, so we'll just give it to them now.
Yes.
And of course these were adult women, but they were childlike in their faith.
Yeah.
They
just don't understand. And Naomi's doing the same thing. Oh, just go back to your gods. Come on, Naomi, step up. Want her to come be with your God. Evangelize her. Let her know about salvation. All right. Feel better. Got that off my shoulders. Ruth clung to her. Verse 16. But Ruth said, this is one of the most famous passages in the whole Bible right here. I love this passage. Ruth said to Naomi, do not urge me to leave or to turn back from following you. For where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Where your people shall be my people, your God, my God. Your God will be my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. Thus may the Lord do to me, and worse, if anything but death parts you and me. Whenever she saw she was determined to go with her, she said no more to her. Your God will be my God. Now, I'm dogging on Naomi here, but I believe Naomi had done something right that would cause Ruth to want her God, to follow her God. Somewhere in there, Naomi had some redeeming behaviors. I think probably Naomi was acting out of grief during these times. Oh, go be with the other God, whatever. She was acting out of grief. She had given up hope. She was sad. But I think must have been before that, she had saw something in Naomi that made her want to follow Naomi. Your God, whatever it is you're selling, Naomi, I'm in. Whatever it is you're about, whatever your God is, something about you is different. Because remember, she had been raised in Moab, a heathenistic, terrible, afflicted place. She saw God, I believe, through Naomi. Even in Naomi's messiness right here. In this moment in time, Naomi was being messy. But Ruth had seen, I believe, God through Naomi. And she wanted some of that. Where you go, I'll go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people. Your God will be my God. Where you die, I will die. There I will be buried. Ruth was in. Is that the choice you've made? Have you watched some other Christians run you away from God? Have you watched some other Christians show you God through their life and you're choosing to be in? Your God will be my God. I'm in. Show me more. I want to know more. Very important little passage right there. And it's the difference when someone's standing at a crossroads of salvation. Do I want to be a believer or not? Do I want to be a Christian or not? Do I want to follow God or not? Orpah, go back to the old gods. Go back to the easy way. Do I choose the hard route of Christianity? Giving up certain things, walking in discipline with the Lord. Do I spend time in the Word every day? Do I commit? Do I commit? Do I sign the papers to go to play ball at this university? Do I commit?
I didn't.
Me neither.
I got asked by like 20 people, but it didn't happen.
20 different schools wanted you. Yeah.
No, did not happen. I went to community college.
There you go.
I had to ask them to let me.
We went back to Pee Wee League.
Called it Blender Garden.
What's it going to be, folks? Are you in or not?
Yeah.
You can even get saved and kind of just play on the sidelines. You can, the whole football team's out on the field playing, and you're building Legos over on the sidelines with your shoulder pads on, your helmet.
That would be so awkward.
You can be that Christian if you want, just a water boy. You can suit up, wear your helmet and your pads, put your cleats on, and just deliver the water. You get out on that field. You be a Ruth and say, I'm in, and I where you go, I'm going to go, and you play ball. It's time to play ball. It's time to step up and play ball. Quit being the water boy, right? And that's the harder route. That's the harder route. More rewarding, but the harder route. All right, comments. Man, I hadn't been watching. All right, we're going to go back. There's
a lot.
You got some other thoughts you want to? Let's see here. I felt Naomi wanted to choose the right path. I really felt Naomi wanted. I maybe you're right, Tony. I kind of feel that way too. I think that could be true. That Naomi wanted them to choose correctly. We'll see. We're all at some point childlike in our faith. Yes. Amen. This is my favorite passage. Where you go, I go. Yes, Tony. Cheryl says, big G God, not little g. Yes. I apply that to my life following Christ. Love that verse so much. It was, I need to cling to your stability moment. Yes, Ashley, that's so good. Or maybe Ruth was being evangelistic and didn't want Naomi to stray, so she decided to. So Ruth was being evangelistic.
Didn't think about that. It's not far from the thought process. I like that.
Sarah's going deep on us. Sarah's growing some maturity. I love this, Sarah. That's so good. Tony says you have a great mama. Yeah, have mom to guide you. Mary says, Mary always throws a curveball here. What if they're immature, but they have turned 18? They're going to have to make their own decisions next year in college. Struggling with that thinking while he's still under our roof and while he can still, things are important. Look, you feed and you grow and you mature until they're 18. At 18, you're still available, but that loaf of bread's cooked, Mary. For the most part, you've invested you put all the ingredients in, you put it in the oven, the loaf of bread's cooked. All you can do is guide it down the runway then, trying to keep it between the lights, between the lines. That's what all we're doing at that point. You've already done the work. At 18, you've already, one way or the other. Look how that came up right there. How did that happen? I don't know.
Oh, because you clicked on it.
Oh.
So just click on it.
Pretty cool.
Technology.
All right. I'm old. I like teach my daughters. I lost everybody here. Okay. Love Ruth. Yes, Jennifer. Pamela says 2 years ago I was in the place I thought God was mad at me. I had realized didn't matter to what it did. Wasn't that big when it grew lonely. Better. Yes, Pamela. Better than before. I got to move it closer because I just can't read. Congrats on that sweet baby. I don't even know where that came from, Sarah. Somebody had a baby. Good. I lost the conversation, I guess. Had the same thought, Mary. I can teach my daughter who is 24. I show her by my actions. Yeah. Tony. Yeah. Thanks, Sarah. I'm so in love. Oh, Jennifer and Sarah must be having their own conversation about babies. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt y'all's conversation. All right. 12th man baby, Sarah says. All right, Ashley, it wasn't it's this way, but God has been working on both years. I'm so very lucky. Yeah, Ashley and Pam and their relationship. Love that. Even whenever you raise your children in the right direction, they sometimes choose. I will continue to pray. I love your relationship. Keep on loving each other, my mama. All right, takeaway. Yep, what is your takeaway, guys? We'll wrap up here. Guide and be guidable. Run hard after Christ. I hold on to Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way they should go. When they're old, they'll not depart from it. Right, Dano? Dano's looking it up. 22:6.
Proverbs 26.
I want you to, everybody, right quick. Dane, would you turn to Acts chapter 16, 21? Acts 21. Everybody turn over to Acts 21 right quick. Just show you one quick thing as we wrap up. Acts chapter 21. We're done with this passage in Ruth today. We'll come back to it tomorrow, verse 19. Acts 21, verse 14. Acts 21, 14. Would you read and see if that's something? This is Paul. Remember, this is Paul whenever we went on and on about this, whenever they kept telling Paul, don't go to Jerusalem. They're going to kill you. Don't go to Jerusalem. Don't go. Don't do it. Don't do it. And this is what Paul says.
And since he would not be persuaded, we fell silent, remarking, the will of the Lord has been done. The will of the Lord be done.
His disciples finally said, look, we're not going to change Paul's mind. Let's shut up. God's will be done. Verse 18, whenever she saw that she was determined to go with her, she said no more to her. Same deal. Same deal.
Ooh.
All right. I'm going to let God be in control here instead of me trying to control.
That's good, Dad. That's good.
That's pretty good, right? Sometimes you got to zip it, Zippy. Just be quiet. Stop trying to control it. Stop trying to fix it. Stop trying to worry about your kids all the time. Stop trying to change your mother all the time. Stop trying to fix your dad, your kids, your spouse. Stop trying to fix your spouse all the time. Sometimes it's time to zip it and just let God have it. You're probably in the way. If this is the person and you're trying to fix them, change them, fix them, you're in God's way. Just get out of the way already and let God deal with them. It's what Naomi did. It's what the disciples did with Paul. It's time to stop controlling everything and just let God be in control. So many lessons from today, huh, guys?
You do a great job of that, Dad.
Love unconditionally, Tony says. It's one of those times whenever you have to be alone with God and search now. All right. I think we're done. Good word today. Good quiet time.
How far are we driving to see Grandy?
Oh, yeah. We're going to go over and see Grandy this morning and paint her deck for her and do some outdoor lighting. What is it, 2 hours? I think it's about 2 hour and a half over there. So we're going to go, me and Dane, Blake, Madison, probably. We're going to head over there in just a little bit to see old sweet Grandy. She must be sleeping in this morning. She didn't.
And John.
And Papa John. Yeah, I didn't see her on there. You didn't see her, did you?
No.
Are y'all down in Texas?
They're all down, probably down.
Yes, we are in South Texas. That's right. We'll head back to Colorado end of the week.
You will.
I will. Dane will head back to Lubbock. Let me pray for you guys. We'll wrap it up for the day. Lord, thank you for our time today. Thank you for the story of Ruth and Naomi. Thank you for Ruth's faithfulness to follow and to remain faithful to Naomi and ultimately to you. Lord, I pray that we would choose the right route, that we would choose to get off the bench and get in the game. Lord, that we would step up our game and be who you want us to be every day, and choose those hard things. And Lord, I pray that whenever suffering, trials, and hardship come our way, Lord, we don't run, we don't question you, we don't feel as though you've abandoned us. Help us to continue to experience your hand on us and your guidance of us, even whenever things aren't the way we want them to be. Thanks for loving us. For Christ's name we pray. Amen. All right. Amy tested positive last week. She was quarantined during Christmas. We all cried since we had not experienced a Christmas apart. Her symptoms were light until yesterday whenever she lost taste, smell, started feeling much worse. Please pray for Amy Olson. Yes. We'll give Mama a hug for you. Sarah, we'll see. I'm laying low. I'm laying pretty low this week. So we'll see. I'll get with you if we decide to go that route, Sarah, for sure. Let's go ahead and need your prayers. Man, COVID is an ugly thing. Yeah, whenever she quotes me the Bible, it's one of those times. All right. Great word today. Yep, good. Great word today. Definitely needed it. My mom said, I think that's it. You guys will be praying for everybody. Hang in there. Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.
We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Bye.